Good morning friends and my dear students. Today we will learn about pathogenesis of bacterial infections. So first we will clear about certain definitions, that is what is the difference between disease and infection. So infection is the presence of the microorganism in your body. Along with that, the count of that microorganism is increasing. And what is disease? When the person is having the symptoms. जब symptoms show करने लगेगा, then it is disease. What is pathogenesis? That is the ability of the microorganism to produce the disease. जब वो organism एक होता है कि वो आपकी body में present है but it is not causing any disease or symptoms, so वो हम बोलते हैं latent form में है. And when it is producing disease, that means the organism is pathogenic. Now it is producing the disease. Virulence, when we are talking about virulence, that means how much severe this organism can cause a disease. Severity पे depend करता है. The virulence, that is highly virulent है तो severe disease करेगा. If it is low virulent, then the severity will be less. Exaltation, that is the enhancement when we are increasing the virulence. So when the virulence is increased, that is when we are passaging these microorganisms in the susceptible host. And what is attenuation? So it is opposite of the exaltation, that is we are weakening the virulence. How it can be weakened? That is either we are passaging the organism in the unfavorable host, like repeated culture in the artificial media, or we are growing it in the presence of high temperature. Then comes the classification of disease, how we are classifying, that is either on the basis of communicability, that is transmission. So if the microorganism can be transmitted from one person to other, then it is being called as communicable disease, like tuberculosis hai, HIV hai, influenza, corona. Non-communicable, when the microorganism cannot be transmitted to other person. So like in case of a Clostridium tetani, which causes tetanus. In case of food poisoning. So for that you have to need the original microorganism. It cannot be transmitted from person to person. Then disease burden. On the basis of disease burden, we can classify like it can be sporadic. Sporadic means when there is a new cases has come, few cases has come suddenly in an area, then we say it, and usually the disease is infrequent at that place, so it is called as sporadic. Then comes the outbreak. तो suddenly आपका कुछ cases आए suddenly which are not so common and common at that area. So but it is small and in a localized group, that is known as the outbreak. Then comes the endemic. So the presence of a disease within a given geographical area at a constant rate, means normally that so many cases are being present, normally वो वहाँ पे हमेशा ही present रहते हैं. So that is called as the endemic disease, कि उस zone में, उस geographical area में इतने cases आते रहते हैं. So it is a usual condition. Then comes the hyper endemic disease. If जो disease का prevalence है, incidence है, वो high है एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम में एंड इन दैट जोग्राफिकल एरिया, तो उसका जो प्रिवलेंस है means the number of cases which are coming and which are generally present, if it is high, then it is called as hyperendemic for that disease. Now comes the epidemic. epidemic क्या है? that जैसे like outbreak होता है एक particular region में, epidemic when there is a sudden increase in the number of cases of a particular disease in a particular area or places. So outbreak जो होता है only few cases आते हैं and एक particular area में है. Epidemic means many places have been involved and the cases are more in number. Then comes the pandemic. So pandemic में क्या होगा? जैसे epidemic में आपके बहुत सारे places involved होंगे. Pandemic में the global distribution of the disease. That means like coronavirus का क्या है? That it is a pandemic because it is involving many countries, many continents. So when there is a very wide distribution of the cases involving many countries, then it is being declared as pandemic. Then on the basis of duration of illness, whether the disease is acute, chronic or latent. Acute means It is usually when it is the disease course is less than 2 weeks, then it is being said in the acute, and if it is more than chronic, then it is being said as chronic disease. And latent में that causative agent जो है वो body में है, but the symptoms are not there, so it is latent infection. Then on the basis of extent of illness, when the microorganism is producing only the local symptoms, that means if it is entering through the respiratory tract का infection है, वहाँ से enter किया तो वहीं पे local एक symptoms आए respiratory tract के, and systemic when it is involving the systems. So when it is spread through all over the body, other organs को involve कर रहा है, multi organ involvement हो रहा है, so then it becomes a systemic. Like diphtheria में जो local effect होते हैं, like Corynebacterium diphtheria is causing the diphtheria, so local effect भी आएंगे due to pseudomembrane, and systemic effects आते हैं due to the presence of the toxins. Then on the basis of virulence, so pathogens, that means which are causing the disease, opportunistic pathogens, that means those pathogens which are causing the disease in those person which who are having the less immunity, like उनका immune system is compromised either drugs के basis पे or due to some disease जिसने उनका immune system down कर दिया. So these pathogens are causing disease when their immunity is down. And pathogenic वाले होंगे which are involving the those persons who are having the normal immunity. Then commensals, so these are those microorganisms which are living in harmony with the susceptible person and not causing any problem to the person. Then the further classification on the basis of biosafety level. So this is very important. So there are 4 biosafety levels are there, and the organisms are being classified on these of biosafety levels. So first biosafety level is when there is So in the biosafety level 1, there is a minimal risk to the host environment. So इसमें वो microorganisms आएंगे जहाँ पे the person who is working on it, mainly we are talking about the laboratory कि lab में 4 levels रहते हैं. So level 1 पे जो है when there is minimal risk, host को भी कम risk है, environment को भी easily the infection easily treatable है, and सीवियर भी नहीं होगा डिजीज, सो सीवियरिटी इज ऑल्सो वेरी लेस. सो इसमें आता है एग्जांपल आपकी जो नॉर्मली पैथोजेनिक ऑर्गेनिज्म व्हिच आर प्रोसेसिंग इन द लैब्स, दैट इज एस्चेरिशिया कोलाई, एंड द रिस्क इज वेरी लो. व्हेन वी कम टू द BSL-2, so there is a moderate risk to worker and the environment, and disease is also of varying severity. So there we are having the example is influenza and HIV, so there is a moderate risk. Then comes the BSL-3 where the proper containment is needed. So agents, they are potential for aerosol transmission. There is a chance of serious and lethal disease to the person who is working there. So example comes as the Mycobacterium, and the risk is very high. And the BSL-4 are those very high risky to the host, and fatality is very high. Agar if that organism is being transmitted to the person who is working in the lab, so it's almost a fatal infection. So mortality is very high. There is no treatment, and only we have the symptomatic treatment. कोई particular treatment नहीं है for these viruses. There is no vaccine is available, so they are very very risky. So examples are the Ebola virus and Marburg virus, and the risk is very high. So mainly we are deciding these 4 biosafety levels कि host को कितना risk है जो work कर रहा है lab में, then how much they can spread in the environment. Second thing कि if it is causing the disease तो वो कितनी severe होगी, then उसके लिए कोई particular treatment available है कि नहीं है, vaccine available है कि नहीं है. So that is how it has been classified. So BSL-4 में सबसे highest risky है Ebola and Marburg virus. BSL-3 में Mycobacterium है इसके लिए बहुत हाई कंटेनमेंट नीडेड है. सो ऑन दिस बेसिस बायोसेफ्टी लेवल के बेसिस पे देयर आर डिफरेंट बायोसेफ्टी कैबिनेट्स आर अवेलेबल which we need in to process these organisms in these different biosafety levels. So that we will discuss in the future lectures, biosafety cabinets which we need for processing these very dangerous microorganisms in the labs. So we need these particular cabinets. Then there are this pathogenesis of the organism, what they are causing the disease, is also depend upon the route of transmission. कि किस route से वो microorganism enter कर रहा है. So that will also decide whether the organism will be pathogenic, will cause the disease or not. Like when we talk about streptococcus, so there are certain bacteria, they can initiate infection by any route. क्योंकि streptococcus जो है different route से it can cause a disease. But there are certain bacteria like Vibrio which will survive and multiply only by a fixed route. Like orally ही वो can cause a disease. Now different routes क्या क्या है, like droplet infection route है, that is meningococcus, pneumococcus, aerosol से by Bacterium tuberculosis, vector borne like rickettsia, borrelia. Vertical means from mother to child, treponema pallidum. Then with the sexual route, that is the sexually transmitted disease like gonococcus, treponema, chlamydia. So these are there are other routes also. So different microorganisms, they have different route of transmission from where only they can cause the disease. Then the infective dose. So if a highly virulent microorganism is there, then very low dose is needed to cause an infection, and if it is low virulent, then high dose is needed. So the minimum so what is this infective dose? So it is the minimum size which can cause the infection in the susceptible person. So minimum kitna amount uska bacilli needed, that is called as the infective dose. And this is very important role player to know whether this will cause the infection in the person or not. Because अगर उससे कम का dose होगी, so the person that infection will not take place. So the other factor which will also decide whether the disease will be there or not, that is the host ka age, what is his immune status, then the ability to resist the gastric acidity. So certain microorganisms, they have the ability to resist the gastric acidity. So वो जो होते हैं वो low dose में भी infection कर देते हैं. Like there are certain example have been shown, like in low infective dose, like Shigella, only 10 bacteria are needed to cause a disease. So that is highly virulent. If you are getting a very less infection also, you will have the symptoms and you will have the disease. Like E. coli O157S7, not all E. coli. It is the hemorrhagic strain, that is the O157S7. So less than 10 bacilli are needed to cause the disease. Like Campylobacter jejuni. So this, when we are talking about 10, 8, 10 bacteria, so it is very low dose. And the large infective dose is like E. coli. Normally जो होता है, it is 10 raised to power 6 to 10 over 8 bacilli which we need. So these are the bacteria which need very high dose, then only we can have the infection. Salmonella का भी less में है, 10/2 and 10/5. It comparatively E. coli से कम है उसका. Vibrio cholera का भी high dose needed. Then another factor which will decide the pathogenicity of the microorganism is the adhesion. That is, first the bacteria will bind to the cell receptor, then only they can cause. First वो वहाँ bind करेंगे, colonize करेंगे. Colonize means they will make a group there, and then they will secrete their toxins or there will be localized effect. So first इनका जो intention होता है that they should bind to the receptor so that they will not be flushed out. So what are the factors which will help in the adhesion, like fimbriae or pili? There are also non-pilous adhesion, and there is one factor like certain bacteria, they secrete the formation of biofilm. So it has been seen that there is a strong adherence has been seen to certain structures, catheters. So biofilm का role ज़्यादातर prosthetic implants में आ जाता है, heart valves में आ जाता है. What is this biofilm? So biofilm means these bacterial cells, they will stick to each other and to a particular surface. जैसे आपके implants हैं, prosthetic जैसे valves लगाई जाती हैं. So there they will colonize, and normally ये जो आपके mostly non pathogenic होते हैं, like streptococcus में आपका जो viridans group है, So usually they are not pathogenic, but in cases में they can cause a disease. And what they do, they will stick to each other and they secrete a matrix. So there are certain secretion of extracellular polymeric substances, and in which they are get embedded. So that biofilm will help in protecting this microorganism from the immune system. Then the invasion. So entry of the bacteria into the host cell will lead to the spread within the host tissue. And highly invasive जो होगा उसके ज़्यादा generalized means more organs, more systemic the disease will be. Then certain bacteria toxin secrete करते हैं, so for that they don't need invasiveness, toxin will move and that will be causing the more systemic disease and that will be more highly fatal. तो एक उसका इन्वेजिव नेचर का ज़्यादा होगा तो ज़्यादा सीवियर सिम्टम आएंगे. टॉक्सिन सीक्रेट करें दैट विल आल्सो बी मोर कॉज मोर्टेलिटी. देन देयर आर सर्टेन अदर फैक्टर जो कि उसको हेल्प करते हैं. दैट आर सर्टेन एंजाइम्स आर देयर, hyaluronidases, collagenase, streptokinase and IgA protease. Now, certain bacteria, they have the property to have the intercellular survival. So, how they will survive? वो cells के अंदर survive करते हैं. So, आपका half immune system जो होता है, they will be overtake that. That means they will bypass that immune system because they are not able to act there. So, it is a escape mechanism for the microorganisms. How they are doing? First, they are either inhibiting the phagolysosome fusion. सो फेगोसोम बनता है एंड द लाइसोसोम इज देयर, तो उनका फ्यूजन होता है तो उसको वो इनिबिट करते हैं. दे आर सर्टेन लिजियोनेला, माइकोबैक्टीरियम. देन आइदर दे आर रेजिस्टेंट टू लाइसोसोमल एंजाइम जो हेल्प करते हैं उनको किल करने में, तो साल्मोनेला टाइफीम्यूरियम, कॉक्सेला, और आइदर दे आर अडेप्टेड टू द साइटोप्लाज्मिक रेप्लिकेशन. Now the toxins can be of two types, either endotoxins or exotoxins. So what is the difference between the two, how they are being secreted, that I will tell you in this slide. So endotoxins, they are basically the nature is the lipopolysaccharide in nature, where exotoxins are proteins in nature. Endotoxins, they are secreted by the gram-negative bacilli and they are part of the cell wall. तो वो उनके खुद की कंपोजिशन का पार्ट है. वेर एक्सोटॉक्सिन जो है वो सिक्रेशंस हैं एंड दे कैन बी सिक्रेटेड आइदर बाय द ग्राम पॉजिटिव और बाय द ग्राम नेगेटिव. सो दैट शुड बी वेरी क्लियर. एंडोटॉक्सिन सिर्फ ग्राम नेगेटिव बेसिलाई सिक्रेट करते हैं, एक्सोटॉक्सिन कोई भी सिक्रेट कर सकता है. एंड endotoxins are highly stable whereas exotoxins are heat labile. How these endotoxins work, that is they either increase the interleukin 1 TNF alpha, and exotoxins they have the enzyme like action. Then endotoxins, they are non-specific in nature, exotoxins are specific in nature. Tissue affinity, the endotoxins have no tissue affinity, exotoxins are specific, tissue affinity is there. Then endotoxins are poorly antigenic whereas the exotoxins are highly antigenic in nature. Endotoxins, there is no effective vaccines they have not been used to form the vaccines, whereas exotoxins, the toxoids are being formed using these exotoxins. So that are the difference between these endotoxins and exotoxins. Now what are the role of endotoxins? They are causing the macrophage activation, complement activation, endothelial activation, coagulation path activation, platelet activation, mast cell activation and gram negative septicemia. So main जो role होता है क्योंकि endotoxin gram negative ही secrete करते हैं. So they are very important when these gram negative bacteria are causing the sepsis. Now the phases of disease, there are certain phases of disease. First is the incubation period. So what is incubation period? It starts from once the microorganism enter your body and the first symptom which comes to you, that the difference between the two, that is जब वो enter किया body में until the time when the symptom comes, that whole is the incubation period. Then comes the prodromal phase. So prodromal phase is the beginning of the when the symptom just start to come. So these are the very common symptoms like fever, malaise. So these are the common symptoms which are coming in the most of the disease. So they are being said as the prodromal phase. Then comes the period of illness. So they are the main symptoms have started to come of the main disease, and then comes a period of decline when the symptom will start slowly get correcting, and the patient that health will also getting improved, and then the convalescence, that means patient start recovering and regaining the strength. Now, I want to give you the overview of the bacterial infection as we are starting with this bacteria. So, what are the how they are being classified, how they have been grouped. So, mainly when we are classifying these bacteria, it is based on the gram stain. So, वहीं से आपका शुरू होता है when we are diagnosing any case related to bacteria. So, on the basis of gram staining, either the bacteria will be gram positive or gram negative. So, that is the first thing. Gram positive आया है कि gram negative आया है. So, the gram positive is being further classified as whether they are bacilli or cocci. So, like in gram staining, we are using the two stains, that is the crystal violet and the saffronin. So, gram positive जो होंगे वो crystal violet का color show करेंगे, gram negative saffronin का color show करेंगे. Second thing, that is further कि वो cocci है या bacilli है. So, cocci and the bacilli are the rod shape and cocci are the spherical in shape. Now, when we are coming to gram positive cocci, so gram positive cocci, they have been divided into two groups, that is the micrococci and the streptococci. So, micrococci may be further divided like tetra, that means four bacteria are together. So, one example is the micrococcus. If they are arranged in clusters, many multiple hai, like we see in the grapes, so they are being the staphylococcus. Then comes the streptococci. So micrococci में आपका micrococcus है and staphylococcus है. Then streptococci, they are having the पूरा streptococci family के आ जाएंगे. Streptococcus के जितने भी हैं, streptococcus, pyogenes, there is a whole classification which will deal when we will talk in detail about the streptococcus. तो streptococcus, pyogenes है, viridans है, pneumococcus है, enterococcus है. So in the streptococci, all these bacteria are there. And how we differentiate? Micrococci is catalase positive, streptococci is catalase negative. That is the main difference. How you reach to the family? Gram positive cocci hoga, and when we will do the test, catalase negative for the streptococci, catalase positive for the micrococci. So that we will talk in detail later on. Short chains like beta hemolytic and long chains viridans hai. Then comes the gram-negative cocci. So in this comes the Neisseria group. These are the diplococci. So diplococci means two bacteria, they are together. They are capsulated. So capsule is there which is surrounding these cocci. And they have a particular shape. Like इनके जो cocci हैं, they are kidney shape. So Neisseria, good examples of this Neisseria. Two main species which are main causing the disease like Neisseria meningitidis, Neisseria gonorrhoeae. Then gram-positive bacilli, Corynebacterium, that is comes under the gram-positive bacilli. They are club-shaped. They have Chinese letter pattern. And Corynebacterium diphtheria, important species which cause the disease diphtheria. And this diphtheria, main disease of the children. It is a notifiable disease, also called as the gull-go-to disease. So notifiable means these are those diseases in which you have to, once you get the patient of having this disease, you have to inform the government authorities. Then the bacillus species, so that also comes under the gram-positive bacilli, Bacillus anthracis, Bacillus cereus. So causing these are the spore-bearing bacteria. So इनके जो bacteria उनमें spores होते हैं, and spores are the most resistant form for the bacteria. What disease they are causing? They are the anthrax. Bacillus cereus causing the food poisoning. It is a zoonotic disease, means the disease mainly of the animals and being transmitted to the human beings. Then comes the mycobacteria. It is also a gram-positive bacilli. It is acid-fast. So these are the acid-fast bacteria. This is obligate aerobe. Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Mycobacterium leprae, important species. tuberculosis causing tuberculosis disease, leper causing leprosy. And for these acidified bacteria, there is a particular staining, that is the Zn staining or the Ziehl-Neelsen staining. So that is very important staining that you will learn in the laboratory, how we do this staining, how we will diagnose on the basis of Zn staining. Then comes the gram-negative bacilli. So main family which come under this gram-negative, they are the Enterobacteriaceae. The whole of the Enterobacteriaceae family is very important. So this family definition is usually being asked in the viva, that they are the gram-negative bacilli, non-fastidious, catalase positive, oxidase negative, glucose fermentation and nitrate reducer. So these are the key features for the Enterobacteriaceae bacteria. कौन कौन से bacteria इसमें आते हैं, like Escherichia, that is E. coli, Klebsiella, Proteus, Salmonella, Shigella, और भी है इसमें Cytobacter, Enterobacter. So there are many. A proper classification is there, proper tribes are there. So this is very important. And gram-negative, another bacteria comes. This is the Vibrio. So Vibrio species like Vibrio cholerae, Vibrio parahemolyticus. So they are causing the cholera disease. That is also a notifiable disease. Then comes the non-fermenting. वो लोग क्या थे? They are the fermenters, and these are the non-fermenting gram-negative bacilli. So this includes the Pseudomonas. That means they need the oxygen. They are oxidase positive. They cause infection in one patient, and the Pseudomonas is highly resistant to multiple antibiotics. And Acinetobacter that also come under the non-fermenters. Then fastidious gram-negative bacilli. So that comes the Haemophilus species causing pneumonia, meningitis. So Haemophilus influenzae आता है इसमें, Bordetella pertussis आता है, Brucella आता है. So they all come under the fastidious gram-negative bacilli. Then comes the anaerobic. तो अभी तक जो चल रहे थे वो आपके aerobic bacterial infection थे. Then they can be anaerobic. Anaerobic means, aerobic means they need oxygen. Anaerobic means in the presence of oxygen they will get killed. So you have to, when you want to grow these bacteria, you need anaerobic condition जहाँ पे आपका oxygen नहीं होना चाहिए. So Clostridium comes under this. There are the gram-positive bacilli with having the bulging spores. So Clostridium perfringens, tetani, botulinum, difficile, causing the different disease. Now the certain miscellaneous bacterial infections. So there are other important infections like spirochetes. So they are having the Treponema pallidum, Borrelia. This Treponema pallidum is a very important STD, that is the sexually transmitted, causing the sexually transmitted disease. Then Rickettsia, Chlamydia and the Mycoplasma. So that is all for the this pathogenesis and the overview of the bacterial infection. Thank you very much.